In an instant, the U.S. Mint's website became a digital ghost town. The silver eagles, those highly sought-after iconic coins, vanished without a trace. No out-of-stock message, no warning, just gone. So what happened? No press conference, no official statement, just a leaked email to authorized distributors citing market volatility as the reason for the suspension. But that's not the full story. The truth? The U.S. Mint stopped selling because they've run out of silver. And here's the real kicker. London is next. You might think this is just a short-term glitch, but you're wrong. This is only the beginning. Now, stay tuned, because the truth behind what's unfolding will completely shift your understanding of silver's value, and you won't want to miss it. So what does all this mean? It's not just a temporary glitch. The U.S. Mint halting silver sales is the first major crack in a system that's been hiding a massive shortage. This isn't just about a few coins. This is about the very foundation of the global silver market starting to crumble. But here's the key question. Why now? Why has the Mint, which controls some of the most important silver coins in the world, suddenly run dry? This isn't an isolated incident. We're seeing something much bigger unfold, a global squeeze that's already spilling over into private mints and soon onto the global stage in London. The supply chain is breaking down. It's already happening, but the mainstream media is still trying to spin this as market volatility. The real question is, how much longer can this be hidden? And more importantly, how long until it explodes? Here's the thing. The silver isn't there anymore. Let me break it down for you. Right now, the price on your screen might say $90 an ounce. But in the real world, if you try to buy physical silver, you won't see anything close to that price. The real price, $135 an ounce. And it's only going higher. The U.S. Mint didn't stop selling silver just because the price spiked. No, they stopped because there's no silver left to sell at the paper price. Now, notice what's missing here, the real cost of sourcing metal. The Mint doesn't publicly admit it, but they can't afford to sell silver at $45 per coin when it costs them over $100 to get it. And that gap, that's a huge problem. The paper price, the one you're seeing right now, it's becoming more and more irrelevant. Now, let's talk about how fast this is escalating. This isn't just about a few missing coins. This is the start of a chain reaction that's already spreading beyond the U.S. Mint. Remember, the Mint is only the first domino to fall. London is already starting to wobble, and it's only a matter of time before the private mints are hit as well. The price of silver is rapidly disconnecting from reality, and the whole system is beginning to fracture. This isn't just a temporary blip. We're entering a new phase of silver shortages. In fact, the only thing that's really normal here is how abnormal this all feels. When the Mint can't source silver, and when London is on the edge, what happens next? Will it be a total collapse or just a slow grind upward in prices? Either way, you can't ignore what's happening now. Let me hit you with some stronger evidence now. We're not just talking about a few missing coins. The data doesn't lie. The physical market is imploding. Here's what you need to know. 36 million ounces of silver are set to be delivered in January alone, just in 1 month. That's 7,212 contracts. And on a single day, last Tuesday, over 1 million ounces were moved out of the registered vaults. This isn't just an anomaly. This is a bank run happening in slow motion. And you know what the worst part is? This is only the beginning. If you think it's bad now, imagine what happens when the vaults are drained to the point where the market loses confidence in delivery. When that happens, you're looking at a total shutdown, everyone scrambling for physical silver, and the system locking up. Now, let's rapidly stack a few more disturbing developments, because this is happening faster than you think. First, we have China. On January 1st, 2026, they implemented new export licensing for silver, giving them the power to block shipments. That's right, China is tightening the grip on global silver supply, especially for the West. Second, the LBMA in London is already facing serious rumors about unallocated silver. Unallocated means you don't own the physical silver, just a claim to it. If the rumors are true and they can't deliver on those claims, the whole system will implode. Finally, back to the Comex. The delivery backlog is mounting, and the vaults are draining at an alarming rate. We're talking about 36 million ounces just this month, and they don't have enough metal to meet demand. What happens if this continues? It all falls apart. Let's take a step back and put this into perspective for you. The average person who's been following this but maybe hasn't felt the impact yet. This isn't just some theoretical market collapse. This is about real people, real consequences. The silver shortage isn't just affecting investors or collectors. It's hitting industries industries that rely on silver for things like solar panels, electronics, and medical devices. For you, as a consumer, it means higher prices across the board. Imagine going to a coin dealer or even walking into a store to buy something that uses silver in its manufacturing. You're going to pay way more. And that's if you can find it at all. And here's the kicker. If you're waiting for the media to tell you the squeeze is coming, you're already too late. By the time the news catches up, the prices will have skyrocketed and you won't be able to find silver at any price. If this feels familiar, say so in the comments. Now, let's zoom out a little. This isn't just a short-term blip. It's a systemic failure. And understanding why this is happening is crucial. For decades, silver prices have been suppressed through a complex web of financial instruments, paper contracts, fractional reserve banking, and futures markets. The system has been able to hold it all together because of one key factor: confidence. Confidence that the paper price of silver reflects its real-world value. But what happens when that confidence starts to evaporate? The physical market is screaming for metal, and the paper market is simply failing to deliver. What's happening right now is that the system, the one that has kept silver prices artificially low for years, is starting to crack. This collapse isn't about bad luck or a sudden shock. This is about a decades-long game finally coming undone. The system was never designed to deliver on its promises in the first place. And now, as those promises are being exposed as empty, the truth is coming to light. So, where do we go from here? There are two potential paths, and both are equally unsettling. First, we might see a rapid escalation, a short squeeze so extreme that silver prices soar. Think about it. When the paper market collapses and the institutions holding massive short positions are forced to buy back at any price, we could see prices explode. We're talking about moves from $90 to $200 an ounce in just a few weeks. On the other hand, we might see a slower grind. The mint resumes sales, but at elevated prices, $120 per silver eagle or more. The LBMA could scrape by with higher premiums, and the price would chop between $80 and $110 for months as the market slowly absorbs the reality of the 300 million ounce deficit. In this scenario, it's not the dramatic spike you're hoping for, but it's still a bull market. What's more concerning is that both paths lead to a future where the paper price is irrelevant. One way or another, this system is collapsing. So what does all this mean for you? Here's the deep takeaway. The silver market is no longer just about price. It's about power, supply, and control. The system we thought was solid is now showing its cracks, and it's moving fast. The U.S. Mint stopped selling because it couldn't get the metal. The LBMA is facing rumors of insolvency, and China is tightening the screws on exports. The paper price doesn't matter anymore. What matters is whether you can actually get your hands on silver. This is bigger than just silver. It's about a financial system that's built on promises that can no longer be kept. And once the physical market decouples from the paper market, the game is over. So what's your move? If you don't act now, you'll be left behind. The next 48 hours are critical. The next few weeks could define your financial future. If you're ready to make a move, hit that subscribe button now. Stay ahead of the curve, because when the news catches up, it will be too late.